My name is Laura Mihathi, and I am the head librarian and founder of the Carolina Manga Library. The Carolina Manga Library started in 2013. One of my friends runs a local anime convention. She said, why don't you come and run this little library for me? So I brought my 500 or so manga, and we opened up, and we had over 1,000 people in one day.
The manga library is important because it's a place where you go to conventions and they're loud, they're bustling. Everyone loves the hustle, but sometimes you want a break from the hustle. You can read a book about your favorite character while dressed as your favorite character, and it's just amazing.
Reading is wonderful. I love the adventures that it takes you on. You don't have to have pictures or anything in front of you. You just go on a journey, and I think it's beautiful. I think books are a gateway to further education.
The mission of the library is to improve literacy rates through the reading of graphic novels. That's our primary thing, is we go to as many places as we can to spread the idea of using graphic novels and manga as a literacy tool. We also go into schools and libraries to educate teachers and librarians about how to use graphic novels in effective ways to improve literacy rates.
I find that comics are very good for children learning to read because they serve as a great stepping stone between your classic picture books or your easy readers and the prose, because it combines the prose and the image in a way that is a little more advanced than your typical children's book.
My youngest daughter, Cheyenne, even though she don't read the superhero comic books, she does like the Boxcar Children. And make a graphic novel, it helps her to realize, okay, what's happening in the story paints a picture. And that helps children realize that it's not just words on a page, they actually could come to life.
I had a young man once who came in and he was having a lot of trouble understanding the Scarlet Letter. Well, I happened to have a copy of the new graphic novel version of it. And I handed it to him, and he sat down, he read it, and he took about an hour. And he came to me and he said, ask me a question. And I said, okay, and I asked him a question about the story. He knew the answer instantly. So he understood everything that was going on because it was in graphic novel form. So he went back to class the next day and took a quiz on it and aced the quiz. And I realized that manga libraries are a great way to connect with teenagers, and I could encourage them to keep reading throughout the rest of their lives by giving them what they wanted.
We host our Comics Out Loud program, where we read graphic novels up on the big screen downstairs in our theater, and I get some volunteers to help me do the voices of the characters. Well, I've done the Comics Out Loud program on a weekly basis over at the Anson Middle School. The kids were very, very strongly into that, and we read the entire graphic novel over 6 weeks. They showed up every single day, and I think the big thing there is it made them want to keep reading. That alone is a big thing in the classroom.
A lot of parents come to me with kids with dyslexia, and graphic novels and manga are the perfect tool for kids with dyslexia.
I personally have dyslexia, so I actually used manga myself to learn to read. So I want to help kids and inspire them to read further, just like it inspired me.
Some people may not like to read, but if they pick up a comic book, they might be open to reading that and opening up their imagination more, which will allow them to go on to other different books.
Comic books, they have been a staple in my life and also in my kids' lives. They like reading them, and I encourage them to read as much as possible. Now I'm trying to get more into novels, but I still allow them to read comic books because it's a treat for them and they just really love it.